It has been an interesting couple of weeks here in the city of Pittsburgh. It all kind of goes back to an incident that happened in what was, I think, what many people thought, or at least a couple people thought, was a private conversation between a judge and two attorneys up on Grant Street in the Allegheny County Courthouse. It is an incident that has kind of snowballed. It involved a judge, Judge Mark Tranquilli. We kind of know, by this point, I think everybody kind of knows what happened. It involved the words Aunt Jemima, and it involved the words baby daddy, okay? We'll leave that right there. We won't go into all the details about that. But I think, to me, one of the most interesting parts about this story is, in the past week or so, we saw a gathering of black attorneys put together a letter and address these issues. Frank Walker joins me today.
Thank you.
Representing this group of attorneys. And this may be the first time that I can remember something like this happening, bringing together attorneys in the city of Pittsburgh, black attorneys, united behind one cause. Can you think of any time this has happened before?
No. I mean, obviously we have the Homer S. Brown Association where there are black attorneys in Pittsburgh, but I've never seen black attorneys come together this cohesively, this quick, and with a united front, ready to take on a task and speak up about an issue that really affects all of us, but really people are looking at us from Philadelphia, from Texas, New York. They're calling, hey, what are you guys doing? Right. Are you guys addressing this issue? We need to hear from you. And we wanted to make sure we had all the facts, because as defense attorneys, we get on the news all the time and we say my client is innocent until proven guilty. So we wanted to afford him the same opportunity as we would a client. Innocent until proven guilty, the facts need to come out, that process needs to play out. But something needs to be said by us, and I think we said that.
Well, and I think that's what makes this so interesting, because the scenario played out. It is now being investigated. There is a process by which a judge is investigated. But there were how many attorneys that signed this letter?
I believe
was it like 10?
We were upwards of 15, close to 20.
Okay,
yeah.
All right. And basically the letter said what?
Essentially, it talked about the history of what we do and how we appear in front of courts and judges all the time, and how there is an inherent sifting process when it comes to black attorneys and black people. Sometimes when they appear before judges, it's, some people have instant credibility when they walk in. You believe them. But some people, the next thing out of your mouth, it better determine whether or not you belong in that room or not. And it shouldn't be that way. It should be when you walk in, everyone's afforded the same opportunity. We tell people when we select a jury, no one's given more or less credibility simply because of what they do. You don't give an officer more credibility simply because of what they do. You shouldn't give someone else more or less credibility because of how they look, how they dress, whether or not it's a scarf on their head or something. It's totally her right to have that, but it was just so unwarranted, and I think it showed an inability to be fair. And it causes people to pause, because you don't want to think, am I getting a fair shake when I walk into this courtroom? Neither should your client think that.
And you and I both know that the realities are people of color, particularly in Pittsburgh and Allegheny County, many people of color automatically go into that courthouse and feel as if they are operating from a point of a disadvantage.
Yes, unfortunately, yes, and it should not be that way. I mean, there are sometimes myself and the client, we are the only brown people in that entire courtroom. And there are sometimes 20, 30 cases on that docket, and we're the only ones in there. Sometimes we're not, but on those occasions we are, you look around and you think, wow. But me, I've been there. I've been in those situations before. So I know how to defend, I know how my client's feeling, number one, but I know how to protect their rights.
So I think that what this whole thing with Judge Tranquilli has done as well is put a spotlight on the need for more African Americans on the bench, more African Americans on juries, more participation in a process that we're already involved in anyway.
Yes, absolutely. I think we have maybe 2 on the Court of Common Pleas. There's none in criminal division. I think there's 1 or 2 in family division. Again, I'm guessing offhand here.
It's a small number.
It's a very small number. It's very small numbers, very insignificant. But I think there is a need for more greater diversity, not just African Americans, but just a diverse background. We need more people who represent the community, because if you have a certain background from certain communities, you have perspective of what that person's going through, or what this case is about. Sometimes a case comes in front of a judge, and you're kind of you feel like you're explaining to the judge how things work in that community, or from this person's perspective. Before you can get to the legal part, you try to educate the judge on, this is how things work here, and this is why we're here, and this is why we can't work it out, and we need either a jury or a judge to work it out.
Indeed. We got to take a commercial break. I want to talk about what this has done within the Allegheny County Courthouse, because I know there's something in the air there that has to be going on.
Oh, yeah.
I want to talk about that next. We have a lot more to do this morning on the Lynn Hayes Freeland Show. Weren't you glad you tuned in today? We'll be right back.